Good. Okay, so I've got a handful of things written down, and I'll drop this in the school group. But faith standpoint, Bible near key scripture, fitness, something hard quarterly, a test out. The biggest part is I think that initial conversation is letting me know that you're stepping into a 12-month discipleship process, and this is how you step into manhood. And so whatever age range that is for your boy, it's somewhere in that 10 through 16-year-old phase where you let them know for the next 12 months there's going to be some type of test out curriculum that you guys are going to walk through. And luckily, a lot of you guys have a lot of time on this to be able to create something that be very meaningful. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just a matter of creating intentional time with your kiddos. But the other fathers here, I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I'll go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. What you got, Big John?
Man, this is kind of perfect. Actually, yesterday morning, and Aaron, Tiago. So my son is 11. He's a mature 11. He turns 12 in a week, actually. So he's just at this age. And he was with me yesterday when we went to go see Zeus. This summer, I just been kind of taking him with me everywhere I go. Has kind of been his summer camp, and got to know Zeus a bit. They talked, and when we left there, I just kind of went over with Tiago like the four F's exactly this, and pointed out to him how some of the guys that he's been able to meet with me, some of the mighty men guys, including you, Aaron, and Zeus, and Justin, and just other guys. I asked him, I said, do you kind of see, if you kind of now think about it, you can kind of see we don't know everything about them, but you can see how they're chasing to get better and better at the four F's, right? They're all fit. You've seen them at Mighty Men. You see them at church Sunday morning. Uh, you see them working out. We've run with Aaron. We've done with these workouts with other guys, Kenny Gayoso, just guys that I want him to see. Oh, it's not just dad that's kind of a weirdo, right? That does these things, but these other guys that I know he looks up to, right, and sees as cool guys and other men that he wants to follow. And then I kind of spun that into letting him know, hey, I know you're only 12 or about to be 12, but I kind of want you to start looking for those qualities in your friends, right? And we kind of went through his little group of friends of thinking of, hey, which ones of your friends appear to have some sort of trajectory of trying to better themselves, right? Like which ones are actually caring about working out or playing sports or going to the gym, which ones go to some sort of church with their family, just things like that. And letting them know, hey, as you get older, the tribe you're in is super important, just like the one I'm in, right? And the more we can be intentional and get you around kids that obviously there's some that we can help. That's why we invite kids to all the things we do. But at the same time, be careful to not get pulled down. So that was one thing. And then just to share some of the things that we have in place kind of for his next year is when I got back from our Mighty Men Warrior camp, and I didn't take him this year, and I let him know about all the events we did. And I said, hey, one of the age groups is 12 and under. So next year, camp time, you'll still be in that 12 and under group. I said, I think you could smash like every event. And he got pretty excited about that. So we're kind of training for him to go next year to camp and really kick ass at the Warrior Games, which in turn is motivating me to be able to participate and do more things. Right, I'm not just going as his corner man. Right, if he's going to participate, that's what's got me running and doing things. So that's one. Is kind of the physical training and having some goals aligned to it aside his jujitsu and stuff. And then another one that we kind of did is I asked him beginning of the summer, what is, when I was trying to think of a challenging thing that we could do this summer that I know would be hard for him and an accomplishment, but also maybe something that he had input in. I asked him, hey, what do you think would be something hard that you would want to do this summer that you think would be cool, but also scary?
Mm,
And he thought about it and he came back and told me that he would want to get excuse me, scuba certified, that
mm.
he'd want to be scuba certified. And then once he was with me, so obviously something that I would have to do as well. And then once we got certified, he wants to go on a scuba, like me and him do some sort of in the Caribbean or whatever. I'm from Hawaii, so back to Hawaii. So we are doing that in July. We're getting our level 1 certification here in Dallas, and then planning our trip. So just kind of, I think that's a big one. Just letting him think about, hey, what are some harder but scary things that we can do together? And to be honest with you, I'm kind of claustrophobic, and so I like the ocean, but I've never been scuba diving, so that's kind of pulling me out of my comfort zone too. Is having a son that's kind of willing to work hard and do things. So that's kind of where we're at. And but I love this plan and intentionality of just really, while I'm doing my quarterly 4F goals, to have him doing them as well from this age. So love this.
Yeah, that's huge. And that's I think the coolest thing about a group like this is just challenging yourself from the standpoint of creating intentional memories that your son will always be able to reference. Those become the trophies, the confidence he gets to lean on as he steps into challenging seasons as an adult. And it comes down to you having to be able to do all these things, right? And so just the same way that Tiago challenged you, it's like, all right, now I have to grow in this, and that's just going to create a deeper bond because I think well, my experience growing up, one area that I never really saw is how my dad handled stress. And so where stress or anxiety or frustration or things he wasn't good at, he just wouldn't do, and being able to build that bond, that transparent bond where like it's something that you're struggling with, but you're going to push through it and work hard together. Like that is going to be such a powerful skill set for him to manage his own emotions, face anxieties, face stress. And so the purpose of this curriculum that you guys build out, whatever it looks like, is not only to create some connection and bond, but it's really to teach him how to manage his emotions. And I think every one of us can agree that we stepped into adulthood not knowing like full clarity. How do I manage all my emotions, fear, anxiety, frustration, anger, all of those things? Well, as you do these challenges together, he gets to see all the other lessons that are much more subtle rather than just the curriculum that you're walking him through. So love it. That's great. Anyone else have insights as you're thinking about your list?
Well, I'd like to add something. So my oldest son is 5, but I think now is a good time to start planting the seed as he starts aging. And my son has really taken on riding his bicycle quite a bit. We ride around the neighborhood, go to the school and things like that. And every time we go out, we've been going out further and further. So I'm thinking about having him, or what I want to do with him is actually go on a long excursion, like just a bicycle ride on a Saturday, just me and him go out and go to a destination, to reach something, to say, we're going to go here and it's going to be a little challenging. And just try, just start planting that seed now so that as he starts getting older, we can start adding on to those things, those distances, destinations, going somewhere, saying we're going to go here, and then taking each pedal to go there.
Yeah.
And then, as we start moving along, he starts getting a little older, maybe doing some rucks with him.
Yeah.
Just put a little vest on him. Doesn't have to be weighted, right now, but just something that I can wear the ruck, and then he could have his own. Maybe a little bit. He carries the water or something. I don't know. Just something that makes him do something that's physical. He obviously does the jiu-jitsu, which he's getting really good at, which is really good to see, because he's kind of kid that doesn't want to hurt other kids. But now I've mentioned this before, and I'm glad that they actually put him with this one kid who kind of is a little more rough with him, because it brings out to that anger, but also he's also learning to control it too. So it's really cool to watch how he gets mad, but how he's able just to leave it there in a way.
Yeah.
So I really love that. And it's interesting that we're also talking about this, because this morning when I woke up, I was just, I started rereading Wild at Heart again. And then I was just kind of thinking about what it is that I want our family what are our values? Like, I want to revisit that, but also put that in a mission statement. So I was kind of just thinking about my son as this morning when I woke up and reading that book about what is it that, who are we as a family, and what do we represent, and what do we believe in, and what are we going to carry out as far as our legacy. And so that's something that's been on my mind. And then the finances. I have struggled with finances for a very long time, and I still struggle, but I am learning about it. And so now I've been teaching my son, you know, a little bit about that. Like I've been having him earn his money now, and now he's, you know, trying. You know, we're coming up with ideas for him to. I mentioned that he wants to create like a little course to teach kids how to ride bicycles. You know, things like that, where he can get paid for those things, and then he, you know, one of the things that we've noticed is that he has his money, but he just goes out and spends it. And that's not the thing that I want him to learn is you don't get money just to spend it. So that's the thing. And then as far as the faith, I read to him pretty much every night, and so you know we have some faith-based books that I've been reading to him, and it's sparked up a lot of really good conversation about you know who God is. Well, there's Max Lucado has a book, a children's book about a puppet, and how we're all created. You know how we're created in the image of God. It's a really cute little book that he reads, but it also starts to open up the conversation about who God is. So those are my things that I wanted to add, and I can't wait till my son gets a little bit older so we can start doing more things.
Yeah. But the training starts now, right? The training starts now. If you think that just when they turn 16 years old, that they're going to be open to the idea of stepping into, you know, a weekend excursion or a 12-month discipleship process, like you got to condition them now. And so I love your idea of taking them for longer excursions, you know, like, all right, here we are, point A, point B, show them an actual map. Like, here's the distance we're going to travel, because that's going to plant the seed for the future thing that you guys do together. So, and the training starts now when they're no matter what age they are, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, because there's going to come a point where they're going to be a man. And if you don't give them these foundational principles that you're learning now, like through like just white knuckling it and struggle, they're going to have a whole lot of hard time, or they're going to have a lot easier time on it. So I love that, Art. It's beautiful, man. Great. All right. So one more. Anyone else got something? And then I'll drop this into the school page.
My son turns 2 next week, so still very young. You know, I feel like a lot of this, it's a fun dish to listen to you guys and see you guys model it. Joseph, I mean, hearing you and your sons is super fun. But the one thing that I'll just add that I think I can be super intentional on is just loving on our mom, you know, really well. You know, I think that's something that we haven't touched on. I think it's something that we hear a lot about is, you know, she's number one, you know, and just loving on the mom. And I mean, even today, right? Like my wife speaks a full sentence to my son that I'm like, there's no way he understands that. And he 100% understood it, right? Like it was like, oh, go back and get the flowers that you picked and bring them to dad or something. And he turns around and just sprints right back to the flowers, comes running, here you go, daddy, you know? And so even though you know, he's 2, it's like he does notice, he watches, you know, so, and along with that, you know, like I have a almost 7-year-old daughter, right? So it's like loving on her too. So like, let's show him what a man does, you know, to the women in their life. So I think, that's something that I think we can be super intentional with, especially as they're young, you know, the 2-year-olds, you know, I can't go on a walk, I can go on a walk with him, but like it's a walk, right? I'm not going to give him weights yet or do anything like that. Yeah. But I think just, showing them what love is, right? And how to respect a woman and all that kind of stuff, I think is something that, we severely lack.
I love that, man. That's beautiful. That's such a good point too. And so just creating some intentionality around it. Cool. All right. So you're stretched on this, and I'm gonna extend this for a period of time, but between now and next Father's Day, is have some type of base curriculum that you'd want your son to walk through at some point in life, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, you know, 15 years from now, depending on the age of your boy. But just create a little bit of intentionality, create a little bit of structure so that when that time comes, you're not feeling like you have nothing in place. But just know at some point you're going to be walking your boy through a rite of passage, and how powerful that is. Because if you don't do it, the world's going to try to walk them through a rite of passage, and it's going to be very much based in the world. And so these are really core things that you want your son to step into adulthood with. across faith, fitness, family, finances? What are the lessons that you wish your dad would have taught you? What are the experiences that would create massive meaning and purpose for your son? And then more so than anything, what is the legacy that you're going to be leaving behind by creating this intentionality? So that's the stretch between now and next Father's Day. Create some type of core curriculum around your rite of passage for your boy and drop it in the group. Share it with the other fathers. The cool thing about this is that we get to learn from each other. We get to, borrow the confidence and the wisdom from the dads that have a little bit more time and seasons doing it. So the younger men inside of the group and those that don't have kids yet, like we get to have an awesome piece that everyone's contributing towards. So that's my ask for y'all is start mapping out what that core curriculum looks like for your rite of passage for your sons and share it with the group. Cool. Rock and roll. Appreciate the fathers in here. Thank you for being the examples that this world so greatly needs and the wisdoms you guys share every single week. Appreciate you guys and keep crushing the week. Much love, many blessings. I'll talk to you soon. Boom.